Welcome to Ice Hockey UK TV in association with McDonald's. 2,400 metres up the Alps in Cortina, Italy. What a way for GB to spend what they call rest day. They are going to practice shortly, but they have been up right to the top of the mountain. It's been real good fun for the boys so far, and they've certainly enjoyed something a bit different, a bit of downtime, just to keep things going in a really intense tournament. Of course, GB started that tournament with a 6-5 victory over Netherlands, a very important victory. It was a late winning goal from Mark Richardson, and now 2 more games to go for GB. They play Serbia on Saturday, and then on Sunday they play the hosts Italy. It's sure to be an exciting end to the tournament. So we're going to hear from Pete Russell and also Mark Garside, and we're going to get some great analysis on the ice with Seth Bennett. But to get there, we're going to have to find a way of getting back to the bottom. Now, remember a year ago when I skated and put skates on? Got to get to the bottom somehow. You didn't think it was me, did you? I'm taking the cable car.
Pay attention.
So Pete, to come here up the top of a mountain, a chance to take a break from the ice rink for a couple of hours, how important is that in tournaments like this?
I think it's huge because it's pretty intense. The guys had tough seasons where they've came from, and there's a lot of travel here, and we started yesterday, and I think to come here and experience this, it's unbelievable, it's beautiful.
How hard is it when you know that you've got 3 games in 4 days, you've got all of the travel, and you had, 2 training sessions with the team prior to arriving here?
Yeah, it's tough, and I think the biggest thing is we always said the first game would be the most important to make sure we stay in the mix and make sure we have a chance, and we achieved that, and that's the biggest thing for us. And did we make mistakes and errors? Yes. Was there positives? Yeah, of course there was, and I think the last 10 minutes, the character, and I think that proved there's a lot of fight in this team.
This is an Olympic town, isn't it? It held the games here in 1956, and wherever you turn there are those Olympic rings. Does that focus the mind even more, though, on just how important this is for British ice hockey?
I don't think the boys think about it like that. I think they just want to win. They want to prove that we're better than people think we are, and we want to make sure that we can push ourselves to the highest level we can and challenge ourselves, and we're trying to do that, and I think we've got a chance, and all we can do is take the next game as it comes and push for that. But these surroundings with the history on it is, maybe when I was 26, 27, I wouldn't have thought about it being here, but when you're a little bit older and you see the rink, how traditional it is, and it's been modernised, and you see the surroundings and you see the ski jump, and you start thinking, this is a pretty cool place we're in right now.
And what about making an Olympic Games? Pyeongchang 2018 is what's at stake here. Knowing that there's no GB team that have made it to an Olympics since 1948, that just highlights how difficult a task it is, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's an enormous task. We know it is. And we've just got to worry about this tournament first, and worry about tomorrow first before we start thinking too far ahead. But our goal and our outcome is to gain qualification. That's the ultimate goal for us right now. That's our Everest. We're in the middle of mountains, but our Everest is try and get qualification. We want to get to the next stage, give ourselves a chance to dream a little bit more and try and climb another mountain.
And how big a journey is that?
Yes, it's a big journey. It's I think we've seen last night, we watched the game, the Italians are pretty organised. They've been together for nearly 7 to 10 days, and you can see but the big thing we've got is we'll come together more today, we'll play tomorrow, we'll hopefully get the result we expect to get, we'll get more video done, and then we'll move into the Sunday game. And you know what, GB like a big game. We enjoy a battle, we enjoy backs against the wall, so-called, against the favourites. That doesn't faze us in any way.
What about for the sport in the UK? What would it mean to ice hockey in the UK to have a team compete in the Olympics?
It's exposure, isn't it? And it's more, I think, for the kids and trying to get more money into the sport to try and grow it and try and find the next breed of player. And I think even make a higher level of player. That should be our ultimate goal. I think that's important. Right now there's a lot of people working hard. A lot of people do voluntary jobs as well, and I think people forget about that. There is 2 professional leagues, a top league and then a semi-professional league, but underneath that there's a lot of people doing things for the love of the sport, and we need to get to a position that we can put more into things to try and take the game to the next level, because the young kids are the key for us to ever move up and be really where we could be.
How much do you enjoy these tournaments where you're with the team for a short space of time, but I suppose you can get so much out of it?
Honestly, this one's been tougher because I've never had just a day and then go. And you know, it has been tougher, but these are a great group of people to be around this team. They're all great guys. They want to do well. They're working. They want to work hard. They'll give everything. They are so proud of being British, and I think the same as me, the same as you. You know, we are proud of being British. We want to do so much for our country, and we want to take the game forward. And I would never change it. I said before, it's an honour. You know, I'll do it as long as they want me to do it. I love coaching GB. It's something I never dreamed of.
And what would it mean to you to be standing there on Sunday evening, looking up at the flag and hearing the national anthem playing?
I think that'd be something pretty special. I think there'd be a lot of emotion if that happened. I mean, even the thought of it makes me shiver a little bit. You know, that is climbing. That's our Everest. You know, if we can climb that mountain, that would be an unbelievable performance. You know, that would be a fantastic result for everybody involved.
4 days ago, you were changing a newborn baby's nappy, and here you are playing for GB at the top of the Alps. Can you believe the transformation? It happened so quickly?
Yeah, it did. I mean, at the sort of start of the year when Andy emailed us, I let him know I didn't know if I'd be available or not. And then last week, texted me again asking if I'd be able to go. And 1 week old baby, you know, life changed a bit. We were quite busy. I said no then, and then Pete called me up on Monday morning, saying we had unfortunately, you know, two guys injured. So at that point, I had to beg the fiancée to come.
I know that obviously it happened very late because we were going to put out a press release late on the Sunday night, and then that changed overnight. I gather you saw your phone ringing, saw it said Pete Russell. The minute you saw the name, did you just know?
The minute I saw his name on the phone, I knew a couple of guys had went down injured or something. So once I got the call, I kind of knew I'd have to persuade the wife to let me go.
I guess though it shows that lure to play for GB it's too hard to turn down, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, all the guys here on the team, they want to be here. We're all playing for the country, so it's sort of duty bound almost, and we all love coming away and playing.
But 2.5 weeks now into you being a new dad, how are you finding it?
It's been amazing, totally amazing experience. Obviously a lot busier and stuff, you know. Forgot to pack a few things for the road coming here, but that's what happens when you're busy changing nappies and getting ready to go places and stuff. But couldn't thank the mother enough. She's been absolutely amazing as well.
What about the tournament, your first game against the Netherlands? You didn't always have it your own way, but I think the key thing was the team persevered, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of came up against it, but they played really well and scored some goals on us that maybe we wanted back, or maybe weren't tough enough in front of our net sometimes. But the guys pulled through well, you know, we stuck together and got that last goal at the end there.
And what about Serbia? We know they lost to Italy in their first game. Perhaps not a great comparison. It was their first game on the ice, and Italy clearly were in a different league to them, I guess. What do you expect? Do you think they'll maybe grow into the tournament? They'll probably give you a tougher game, won't they?
I think so. I mean, with those kind of teams, you can never take them too lightly because they always come out. They're playing for pride. You know, they've obviously a heavy loss there, so they'll be coming out and they'll be working hard, and we've got to be prepared to match that work ethic.
How do you approach a tournament like this? Because it's so intense. 3 games in 4 days. There's been tournaments where it's been 3 in 3. Do you have to physically prepare different to how you would kind of in a regular season with your body?
Possibly. I mean, maybe just take on a lot more water and a lot more food. You know, make sure you eat right and get enough sleep. That's really the key to it.
And what about, and I asked this question to some of the staff and team yesterday, the altitude. We're really high here, and I know for myself, and maybe this is my fitness, but I've been out of breath more. But, you know, have you found any difference at a higher altitude?
Yeah, I mean, we played at altitude maybe like 10 years ago. The first time I played for GB, we were in Maribel, which is just on the Alps as well. You can definitely tell when you come off the ice, you're sucking wind a bit. Yeah. So it takes a couple of days to get acclimatised, that's for sure. Just
finally, I mean, how much does it mean playing for GB in an Olympic tournament? You know, the memories, it's 80 years since GB won gold in 1936 in Germany. Are those sorts of things that spur you on? You could, in effect, be the first team to qualify for an Olympics ice hockey from GB since 48. I mean, are those things that kind of you think about?
I mean, those are obviously, that's a long time ago now. So really what spurs us on is our last experience. We've done really well, we got through, and then we played played a lot of bigger nations and things. So really, what we want to do is try and make it through this round and maybe even improve, win a couple of games at the next one.
But the chance to create history is there, isn't it? It's kind of a dangling carrot.
Of course, I mean, you look at if we ever did make it to the Olympics, we would be the first in a very long time.
So we're going to talk here a little bit about net presence. GB did well against the Netherlands, going hard to the net. Matthew Myers, a big part of that. Just talk me through the process then. Play starts to happen, you're the guy that's got to drive hard to the net. What are you thinking?
I know my role on every line I play on is to be physical, push the D-men's back, get in the goalie's face, and so when I dish the puck wide or the puck goes wide, I know to try and make a 2-on-1 with the D-man, then I'm trying to make my way to the net, and obviously just try and cause a bit of confusion defensively, and obviously when I get to the net, get in the goaltender's eyesight.
How much of it is you're following the puck as it's coming in towards you? How much do you just not have to worry about that and you focus on what's behind you?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, I actually don't focus too much on what's going on behind me. I'm more focused on what's happening defensively, their D-men and where the puck's coming from. And obviously, if I can bring somebody to the net with me, then there's more bodies there, less likely that the goaltender's going to be able to see the shot or see the puck. Once I'm in front, obviously I'm just trying to make a tip. A redirection from that close gives the goaltenders all sorts of problems.
You go back 15 years and a guy like John Leclerc in the NHL, it's where he made his living. His stick goes down, his tripod, you can barely move him. It's a little bit different though now, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not very often you see too many tips along the ice when you're especially on the top of the crease. They normally get cut out. And also, you don't have to be so fixed because the D-men can't really whack and batter you as they used to a long time ago. So yeah, it's about getting body position. Obviously you want to stay on top of the crease, not let the goaltender challenge the puck, but you've also, there's a line because being in the crease they'll kick you out and the player will go outside. So it's a bit of a battle. I like it when there's a battle because it means there's more bodies in front.
Who is it when they wind up from the blue line and you're looking in the eye that you think, oh God, this could go anywhere?
This season, Swins. So Swinny hit me right in the heart one time this year from the top of the circles. That wasn't pleasant, but 9 times out of 10 you don't get hit.
Okay, well let's go to the net and see whether we can do a little bit of this before the Zamboni gets on.
Well, I'm just trying to get anything on Stevie's here. He's a pretty good shooter, so I don't have to worry about getting hit in the face. But all I'm trying to do is track the puck. I come out sometimes, make it a bit more difficult for the goaltender. You can't look around me so much here. Yeah, you can. Good stick.
So, how much more difficult is it when you've got somebody that's riding you like that?
Obviously, I don't have the time to just luck at the puck and guide it onto my stick because Benny there, he was pushing and shoving my body, but also when the puck's coming, just giving my stick a little bit of a tap, and obviously that makes the world of difference when the puck's coming quite quickly at you. And that's just one of those things. Sometimes it's more luck than judgment getting a tip. Quite often it is, because obviously a lot of bodies there. And there's bodies out in front too, and you might not see the puck to the last minute. So.
And we hear you now. The breathing, when you battle like that, it ties you very quickly.
Yeah, of course it does. I mean, you stood in a bit of a squat position, you know, and he's leaning on you. He's probably 90, 100 kilos. He's leaning on you. So, and I'm trying to stay in good position. So, it does tie you out.
Well, there you go. That's just a couple of the things that Matthew does when he goes to the net, and it reaped GB rewards in that first game against the Netherlands.
So it's been a great day for GB. Up 2,500 metres up the Alps at one point, and now down ice level for the team photo and training. Big game against Serbia tomorrow. Matthew, how can people back home watch the game?
You can keep track of it on Premier Sports or the BBC.
There you go, he knows it all already. Premier Sports, Aaron Murphy and Paul Adey, follow it there. And then Seth Bennett and special guests on BBC Radio 5 Live Sports Extra. That's it for us for now. I think the Zamboni wants us to get off the ice. That's it for now on Ice Hockey UK TV in association with McDonald's.